government steps up preparations to address worsening haze. Police arrest 2 men in KL drug bust. Hello and good afternoon. You're watching News on 2 with me, Muhammad Amin Carlos. Now, the government is stepping up its preparations in addressing the worsening haze in the country. And Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said this includes not hesitating to declare an emergency when the air pollutant index, or API, exceeds 500. An API of 300 and above indicates hazardous air quality.
She said efforts are also being taken to raise awareness among the people on the need to avoid open burning to prevent the haze from worsening. According to the latest report of the National Disaster Management Agency, BNPB, of Indonesia, as of 14th of September, almost 329,000 hectares had been affected by the forest fires in Indonesia. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah also said Malaysia had offered help to put out the forest fires in Indonesia.
Well, the Sarawak Disaster Management Committee, or JPBN, is ready to respond to handle the ongoing haze in Sriaman. Well, Sriaman yesterday recorded the highest air pollutant index, or API, readings at 397, which is at a dangerous level.
Deputy Chief Minister Dato Ahmad Douglas Unggah Embas said JPBN has contacted the National Disaster Management Agency NADMA to expedite cloud seeding operations if the situation allows. Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department was also instructed to use helicopters to help putting fires out and manage the movement of firemen in nearby stations. Yesterday, the State Education Department has instructed to close 298 schools in 8 districts.
Well, meanwhile, Foreign Minister Dato Saifuddin Abdullah confirmed that Wisma Putra had formally contacted the Indonesian government on the haze phenomenon. He, however, did not elaborate on the discussions. It is understood that the discussions and solutions on the haze problems affecting the country was also discussed in today's cabinet meeting.
Recently, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad was reported to have said that the government had to develop a long-term plan to address the cross-border haze that hit the country every year, but also required the cooperation of other countries, including Indonesia. Haze in Malaysia is often associated with open burning in neighboring countries during the dry summer season.
An additional 99 schools in Selangor in the areas of Petaling Perdana, Kuala Selangor, Gombak and Petaling Utama were ordered to close today due to the worsening haze, bringing the total number of affected schools in Selangor to 214.
The Ministry of Education, MOE, in a statement on Wednesday morning stated that the schools were ordered to close after the air pollutant index API reading in the areas exceeded 200 beginning at midnight. Earlier, the ministry said 115 schools in Sepang, Kuala Langat, Hulu Langat, Klang and Sabak Bernam were ordered to close on Wednesday due to worsening haze situation. This brings the total number of students involved to 231,921. Meanwhile, all 25 schools in Putrajaya were also ordered to close today following the very unhealthy API reading this morning. This is the second day that schools in Putrajaya have been closed following the haze that hit the country on September the 5th. The ministry added that any changes or updates would be issued from time to time.
The worsening haze situation in Sarawak has forced a total of 337 schools in 9 districts to be closed today. The API reading in Sriaman this morning remains over 200, still at very unhealthy levels compared to hazardous air quality of 354 recorded on Tuesday. And on to other local news items. No water rationing will take place in Malacca for now. This is because the water supply disruption in the state due to deteriorating water levels at both the state's dams is not a crisis.
According to State Public Works, Transportation and Public Amenities Committee Chairman, as of now, 9 areas around Malacca Tengah and 3 places in Jasin are facing a shortage of supplies. However, 14 tankers were dispatched to these areas to provide water.
Kita setakat air masih lagi tidak membuat satuan kerana kita yakin bahawa kita dapat mengatasi masalah tersebut dengan menghantar lori tangki ni lah. Sebab kita masih tak buat decision untuk catuan. Saya rasa ia tak sampai ke Melaka krisis. Empangan itu mungkin kritikal, tetapi kita masih lagi dapat menyalurkan air kepada rakyat.
He said this at a special media meet in Air Keroh.
Well, do you like fancy registration plate numbers? As the Perak Road Transport Department, RTD, will open bidding for vehicle registration number series ALL to public starting tomorrow. And Perak RTD Director Severinus Tuka said the bidding will be open for 5 days, starting 12 a.m. tonight until 11:59 p.m. this coming 23rd September.
He said the bid is open for Malaysian citizens and permanent residents aged 18 or above and registered companies.
Tiada sekatan untuk melakukan bidaan. Walau bagaimanapun, setiap individu hanya layak untuk memenangi maksimum 3 nombor kenderaan, manakala perniagaan atau syarikat adalah tidak melebihi 5 nombor kenderaan saja. Maksudnya individu, kalau dia ada 10 nombor, dia boleh menang 3 saja. Untuk syarikat, 5 saja.
He was speaking during a media conference in Ipoh. Also in attendance was RTD Deputy Director of Vehicle Licensing Department, Muhammad Hafiz Shamsani Othman. According to Muhammad Hafiz, up to 21.2 million ringgit was collected through the implementation of e-bidding after launched in 8 states. The FC plate of Putrajaya collected the highest bid collection at 3.1 million ringgit, followed by Kuala Lumpur's VDV plate at 1.5 million ringgit.
A drug syndicate active in the Klang Valley area was taken down by police when 2 men were arrested in a raid on a condominium unit in Setapak last Friday.
Police investigation found about 38 kilograms of methamphetamine in the suspect's car that were parked near his condominium unit. The drug is estimated to be worth 1.9 million ringgit.
So, apabila pergi ke kereta tersebut, pemeriksaan dibuat dan didapati bahawa ada satu kotak yang dalam bungkusan tersebut didapati apabila dibuka adalah dadah jenis metafetamin juga syabu, iaitu seberat 36,088 gram. 36,088 gram, iaitu lebih kurang 36 kilogram. 0.088 gram. Jadi telah kita rampas tersebut, apabila kita buat pemeriksaan di kawasan tersebut, dia ada lagi sebuah kereta, iaitu kereta jenis Honda Jazz, dan kita rampas kereta tersebut. Begitu juga wang tunai sebanyak RM2,080.
Both suspects aged 33 and 29, who also had prior criminal records, were remanded for a week. The operation, conducted by a team from the Wangsa Maju Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department, also seized 2 vehicles estimated to worth 30,000 ringgit, believed to be used by both suspects.
FGV projects lower oil extraction next month due to haze. This and more after the break. Now, the Home Ministry will enhance the service system and standard operating procedure, that's the SOP, at all its departments and agencies to prevent misconduct among its officers and staff. Its Secretary General Tan Sri Alwi Ibrahim said transfer of staff in sensitive units where dealings with members of the public were a major part of the routine was also being mulled.
Ini telah pun ada panduan dalam jabatan kerajaan supaya tempat-tempat warga ke staf yang duduk di tempat-tempat sensitif ini ditukarkan dari masa ke semasa bagi mengelakkan masalah-masalah seperti inilah. Kita akan ambil tindakan dan kita telah pun ambil tindakan, tapi mungkin kita akan pergiatkan lagi dan saya sekali lagi minta jabatan untuk lihat mana yang dah lebih 3 tahun umpamanya ataupun kurang dari 3 tahun pun, kalau tempat itu sensitif maka kita boleh ambil tindakan mungkin dalam 2 tahun sekali kita akan lihat perkara ini.
He was met after a working visit to the National Registration Department NRD at the Kuala Terengganu Urban Transformation Centre. It was recently reported that police had detained 20 individuals, including a Pulau Pinang NRD officer, on suspicion of involvement in producing fake birth certificate and identity card.
The current haze situation, which could affect FGV Holdings Berhad's oil extraction ratio, known as OER, next month, a reduction of 0.2 to 0.5% is not seen as a concern to the group. Its Chief Operating Officer of Plantation Sector and Head of Palm Upstream Cluster, Syed Madhar Syed Hussain, said it is unlikely to give an impact to FGV's bottom line.
He said the current OER from FGV is about 20%, producing 12,000 to 15,000 tonnes of oil per day.
Put it this way, I can't stop the rain, I can't stop the haze. What I can do is to look at how we can strengthen, micromanage what we do so that we at least mitigate some of the natures thrown to us. That's all I can do.
Meanwhile, the group's Chief Executive Officer, Dato' Haris Fadzila Hassan, said FGV Holdings Berhad has not received any report of its subsidiaries' involvement in open burning in Indonesia that has contributed to the haze affecting the region.
Moment, of course, FGV, we have a joint venture with Tabung Haji in Tengah, also Kalimantan Utara, Kalbar, Kalimantan Barat, and we are also in Pontianak. So far, we have not had any reports about that. But of course, in Indonesia, it's a bit tricky because you have also the Inti and Plasma. There are also some small holders around the perimeter of the big plantation companies.
They were met at a partnership deal signing ceremony between FGV's subsidiary Delima Oil Products Sendirian Berhad DOP and DKSH Malaysia Sendirian Berhad in Kuala Lumpur.
Well, Prasarana Malaysia Berhad, Prasarana received 2 sets of 4-coach monorail trains 2 months earlier than scheduled. A statement from Prasarana said those 2 trains are already operating after being approved by the Land Public Transport Authority, APAD.
With the new addition, Prasarana now has 5 sets of 4-coach trains and 4 sets of 2-coach trains. Waiting time of more than 70,000 daily passengers are set to be reduced to just 5.5 minutes compared to 10 minutes during peak hours. According to Prasarana, this success reflects the collaboration and commitment between the government, Prasarana and SCOMI Transit Project Sendirian Berhad STP. The train's performance will be observed for 6 months before Prasarana could procure another 7 4-coach trains within 18 months.
Maybank Foundation yesterday launched an art exhibition called Merdeka Malaysia Millennial, showcasing artworks from the Y generation expressing their views on patriotism.
Its Chief Executive Officer Shahril Azwar Jimin said the art exhibition is one of the bank's objectives and efforts to instill nationalistic values among Malaysians, especially the younger generation, through a creative platform.
Kita tengok ramai artis-artis yang baru ni tidak diberi peluang, ya? Dan bukan senang untuk mereka bertanding di luar tu. Mereka terpaksa bertanding dengan pelukis ataupun artis yang lebih berpengalaman, yang mempunyai akses kepada galeri dengan lebih luas lagi.
He added that 20% of the proceeds from the sale of the artworks will be donated to every charitable organizations supported by Maybank Foundation. The exhibition showcases more than 83 artworks comprising diverse disciplines, skills and technicalities that illustrate the future of Malaysia.
I come from a family of very strong, independent women, and I really wanted to highlight that, the characteristics of what it means to be a woman in Malaysia, what it means to be a modern woman in Malaysia, and basically explore that idea within this theme as well.
For us, our generation, we always look at things, but from a very modern way, right? But if you look at stamps, benda tu ada nostalgic punya historical significance. Dulu kita stamp about, I don't know, Merdeka, the idea of if anything kita tengah invent, benda tu yang ada dalam stamp because it's remarked as very important to us.
The exhibition is open to the public from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday until the 21st of September 2019.
Malaysia revives request for USA visa waiver program. Well, Malaysia has revived its request for Malaysian citizens to visit the United States under the visa waiver program. Well, the matter was discussed by Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin during a meeting with Acting Secretary of U.S. Homeland Security Kevin McAleenan in Washington, D.C.
According to Tan Sri Muhyiddin, he had requested for the matter to be looked into by higher-ups in the US administration and hoped it would be considered by the President himself.
Mungkin kita boleh usahakan satu jangka masa yang agak menasabah sebelum Malaysia dimasukkan dalam program yang dikatakan prestigious, kerana dengan cara begitu lebih mudah untuk kita bergerak datang ke sini dan tidak menghadapi pelbagai-bagai syarat yang menyebabkan kadang-kadang berminggu, berbulan ataupun tak membenarkan langsung warga kita datang sini atas sebab-sebab tertentu.
He was met after visiting the Terrorist Screening Center, TSC. Tan Sri Muhyiddin said he had also submitted a recommendation to form a special committee or task force comprising representatives from Malaysia and the United States to sit together and examine the various matters or conditions which need to be met.
Well, Malaysia believes that the United States and China owe a global responsibility to find an amicable solution to their trade war. And speaking at a forum in Washington, D.C., Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin noted it was only prudent that the U.S. and China started considering not only their own interests, but also the interests of all other nations in finding ways to end the trade war.
He said Malaysia viewed the trade war between the US and China with grave concern as it exposed the country's economy to the vulnerabilities of trade tensions. The situation, he added, also created uncertainty that had caused a shift in the global supply chain and an increase in protectionism.
The uncertainty will have far-reaching impact on the world trade for years to come and, of course, threatens global prosperity. Developing economies that mainly rely on the trade with those countries to spur the domestic growth will be badly affected by the ensuing conflict.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin was addressing the Banyan Tree Leadership Forum theme on US-Malaysia economic, political and strategic relations at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in the US capital on Monday. The minister also spoke about the need to safeguard peace and stability in Southeast Asia, an important precondition for growing regional and global prosperity. In this context, he would like to envisage Malaysia as a linchpin nation with a primary role to bridge the Pacific and Indian Ocean regions.
TFC fourth team to enter Malaysia Cup quarterfinals. In the local scene, Terengganu FC or TFC have become the fourth team to book a slot to the quarterfinals of the Malaysia Cup after a 2-0 win over PKNS FC last night. Now, in a Group A match at Shah Alam Stadium, the Turtles emerged as runners-up of the group behind Kedah with 12 points after 6 matches.
In the match, Uzbekistan import Sanjar Shakmirov opened the score for TFC in the 3rd minute with a blasting shot from the penalty box from a Muhammad Ashari Shamsuddin pass. 6 minutes later, TFC doubled the score via Chetche Kipre, who finished past Zarif Irfan and confirmed the quarter-final ticket for the East Coast side. Terengganu came close on several occasions after the break to extend their lead, but Zarif stood in the way to provide the damage limitation. In this regard, 5-time champions Kedah confirmed their lead in Group A with 13 points after beating Negeri Sembilan 4-2 at Darul Aman Stadium in Alor. In the game, Muhammad Farhan Roslan put the Red Hawks ahead in the 17th minute before Negeri Sembilan equalized in the 34th minute via Igor Canero Luis. Kedah regained the lead in the 44th minute via Fernando Rodriguez, who easily pushed in the ball from a pass by Jonathan Bauman, but Negeri Sembilan equalized in the 65th minute via Muhammad Feris Daniel Mat Nasir. Kedah, however, added 2 more goals via Muhammad Fayad Daniel Muhammad Nizam in the 77th minute and a penalty kick by Edgar Benhart in the 90th minute. Meanwhile, 2017 champions Johor Darul Ta'zim JDT confirmed their position as Group B champions after a 2-1 victory over UiTM FC at UiTM Stadium Shah Alam. UiTM FC's Zulkifli Zakaria put his team ahead in the 39th minute by pouncing on a mistake by a JDT defence error. The Southern Tigers, however, bounced back to garner 2 goals via Muhammad Fadli Mohammad Shahs in the 59th minute and Adam Noor Azlain in injury time.
And that concludes this afternoon's news on 2. In our top story, haze emergency if API exceeds 500. Join us again at 7 this evening. I'm Mohammed Ahmed Carlos. Thanks for watching.